because that's what it takes. Any business that's coming to this conference, if they just found good content, delivered it with repetition, made everybody practice and implement it, and held everyone accountable, their numbers would go through the fucking roof.
What's up, everybody? Got a really special guest, one of the fastest growing men in social media. You can follow him at The Real Bradley. He's entertaining. He's the owner of VT Lightspeed, and this is literally the Closers Club. And he's taught me a lot about digital duplication, creating content, building a personal brand. He's taught me a lot about scaling businesses and training people, and I'm honored to bring you Mr. Bradley. Hey, welcome to the boardroom, brother. How you doing?
What it is, you forgot podcast, bro.
Oh, God, dropping bombs is blowing up, and the podcast room is off the chain. It's one of your secrets to massive growth. Getting all that good quality content's about asking the right questions, just like it is in sales. And Brad, you know, the one thing about you is like people don't know that you really just started going all in social media not that long ago. When did you get started building this massive brand on social media?
Let's say a couple of years ago, you know, it wasn't really intentional in the beginning. I think I got a lot of seed attention from hanging around the biggies, you know, but at the end of the day, 2-3 years ago, maybe.
And millions of followers across all platforms, tons of people downloading that podcast, you know.
Dude, I got over 2 million subscribers on my podcast alone. I've got like about 325,000 on Instagram, and that's growing by about 1,000 a day. I'll tell you, maybe I'll bring this to the conference, dude. I made a shift. Like for a while there, I was trying, and it wasn't really, you know, making any freaking headway. And then all of a sudden, I thought about something, and I made one shift, and that one shift, dude, boom.
What was the shift?
Nunya.
No, it doesn't.
I'll tell you what the shift was. You ready?
Yeah.
I went from trying to figure out what to post to posting whatever the fuck I was doing.
There you go.
I was being myself. In other words, what you see on my Instagram is me being me, talking about the things you want to talk about. There's things called Ask Brad. Ask me whatever you want, dude. I'll give you my answer. People are like, dude, I love your perspective. Well, you don't love my perspective. What you love is the ability to not sugarcoat shit. Like, you know, how do I become more successful? Lose some fucking weight, fatty. How about that? That's the truth.
Well,
how about brush your fucking teeth? How about start fucking developing your personal brand yourself? How about be aware that you have a personal brand, whether you think you do or not? The question is it bad or good?
That's really what I'm trying to bring to the Blue Collar American Dream Conference, why I brought you as a speaker, as a headliner in March 12th and 13th at the Fountain Blue. And my contractors, they want to create
Fountain Blue, that's pretty fancy.
Boy, it is. It is. We got
Dude, you got any parties? There's
four
a
restaurants, Live Nightclub. We do have it rented out, and it's going to be there for the VIPs. And
Shut up.
I swear they're letting.
Dude,
they're keeping Drake out. They're keeping. You know, we're gonna take the whole club. So
hey, dude, invite Drake in, bro.
You know.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is there going to be a bar in that area? If it's blue color, dude, there has to be either bar or beer, one of the two.
They're not going to show up if they don't have something to drink on. But it's also
who does your planning?
Well, actually, the lady who planned Russell Brunson's events, I brought on a real, actual planner this time. And
can you give her a note for me?
Okay, go ahead.
Before I go on, I'm going to need at least 2 Don Julio Blanco.
Okay.
Actually, a 1942 wouldn't be bad. So if there could be limes in a 1942 backstage, that would be freaking one of those touches that you just can't replace.
Well, won't forget that.
Prove to me that I'm a headliner. And by the way, dude, Ed Milet, anybody that comes is going to get a load of Ed Milet, dude. That dude is awesome. You got Randy Couture. You got a lot of badasses coming this year, dude.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. And this is the first time we've really brought in the speakers. Last year, we went to the place next door, Eden Rock. We had 300 people. But, the one thing I want you to help these guys with is, the modern day gold rush is service in America homes. It's not just roofers, it's contractors. And they realize that they want to be the star of their show. They want to create content. They want to build a brand. And they come to me because they want to learn how to sell on social media with video. And as a guy who, basically has seen everyone else make the mistakes, create the content, and then has become one of the fastest growing people on social media. What do you have to say to people that are really trying to get started in that department?
Well, I would say, listen, first of all, you got to understand one thing. Consistency and quantity is crucial. Some people will tell you that quantity is everything. I would tell you not true. You want quantity, consistency, and quality. Now, before getting started, just ask yourself, what is it you're trying to accomplish? What brand do you want people to understand about? Because your personal brand is going to follow you around the rest of your life. So if I were, again, you look at my social media, dude, people always say, dude, that dude keeps it real. That dude tells it like it is. I love that guy for telling it like it is. On the other hand, I got people going, oh, listen to his potty mouth, blah, 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 blah. You know what I say? I was raised poor. So what? Doesn't make you better than me. At the end of the day, I own that shit. You got to own your shit. So you got to take some time to think about it first. Don't just run out there and start talking shit that you think people want to hear. Think about what you want to talk about. That would be the first step, if you ask me.
Well, I can't wait to hear more about it. I want to unpack a little bit more about your background because I don't know if everybody hears your story. You said that you grew up poor. Can you give us something that maybe people don't know about you and why you were so resentful at poverty? How did you get to that? Because I feel like I resent the idea that I'm not going to maximize my potential and that I'm going to live with anything less than. And seeing around these influencers of what they have in life, I don't think that they can accomplish anything that I can't accomplish. So if one man can do it, I can too. So, where did you develop this? What's something from the past that, people don't know about you?
Dude, number one, when people hear that I grew up poor, I wouldn't necessarily say poor in all the ways possible. I would say poor financially. We didn't have a lot of money, that's for sure. Matter of fact, one Christmas, my dad didn't have enough money to buy everybody Christmas gifts. So I ended up getting a hole in my pocket so I'd have something to play with. So I could say we were poor, but we weren't poor, man. We had food and we had, clothes most of the time, but a couple times, dude, it gets bumpy, and I'm sure people can relate to that. So, growing up poor, but ultimately I was from a family that was supposed to be seen and not heard. Mm. So at 16 years old, I got booted out for not mowing the lawn, and I was out on my own making the mistakes, learning the hard way, everything that technically people shouldn't have to learn the hard way. That's why I wrote the book. But ultimately, dude, you go back to me being a youngster, I was just, I was kind of just out for myself, but you're damn right, dude. My main goal was to tell everyone to kiss my ass. The reason I wanted to be successful was 100% resentment based, meaning you didn't think I could do it. Fuck you. You doubt me, blow me. Okay. Not a chance. I'm going to get rich and successful no matter what. No one in my family was or still is. So at the end of the day, everybody doubted me. Everybody freaking ridiculed me, thought I was going to amount to shit, told me to my face. And so basically I said, let me show you. But
a lot of people don't know.
That was just a chip on the shoulder. Then I realized how to do it after I got like 30 years old. It took me a long time, and I had to learn everything the hard way. I had no coaching. I had no mentoring. I just had to get my ass kicked.
So, a lot of people don't know that you were running car sales, working at a car lot, and you were scaling a big business for somebody else, and you were very successful. So how did you get to that success? And then when did you decide you had to rebuild yourself and start over again?
Well, I like to sound all intelligent and shit, but that's not what happened. What happened was I was running a car dealership, building someone else's dream, as you put it. In retrospect, that is what I was doing. I didn't realize it at the time. I thought I had a kick-ass job. I was making $30,000 to $50,000 a month, and I was the cock of the walk. I was the big boss. I was rolling around, Mr. Cool, wearing freaking suits and freaking, I looked like a badass. At least I thought I did. But anyway, so I'm running this business. There's this kid in the back, right? Cool kid, dude. Great little family he started, but didn't make no money at all, dude. Broke as shit. And, I'd get to talking to him, and Mexican dude, barely even, he spoke English, but he had a strong accent. And I started talking with him and bullshitting with him. And I start to realize this dude's a good dude, man. I'm wondering, why are you broke? Because I could see the pain and I could see the struggles. And I could see how it affected him. And so I said, dude, why don't you come up front? Let me teach you how to sell and close people. Because when I worked at this organization, dude, I could take a dude out of the Burger King drive-thru. And I did. Like, I'd roll through Burger King and find some cool dude, show up tomorrow, I'll hire you. Quit this dumb, stupid ass minimum wage bullshit, salary cap, embarrassing ass job. And dude, they'd quit Burger King and come show them, and I'd teach them how to sell. But this guy, he just for a long time didn't want to let me do it. He believed that hard work was the answer. His family and his heritage and his beliefs was all based on hard work. Well, my dad's was based on hard work, dude. My dad was blue collar. He was freaking a mill worker, bro. My grandfather was a logger. You know what a faller does?
What's a faller do?
Dude, they go up in the woods when the trees get chopped down and the big ass log falls. They run up and they set choker chain. They cut them down. They top the trees. Like, logging is freaking tough, bro. So my grandpa's a logger. My dad works at the mill, which is where them fucking trees are going. And now you got to pull green chain and all that bullshit. Get your hands smashed in a spreader, hard hat, come home smelling like freaking sawdust. Hard shit. Well, I don't know where I was going with that, but that, I'll tell you right now, man, that was me growing up. That was the growing up factor. But this guy was very, very, very similar to that. He believed what apparently my grandfather and my dad believed, that hard work was necessary. Well, I knew it wasn't. Okay. You don't have to work hard, but my definition of hard is like your hands are bleeding, you're getting splinters, your back hurts. Like, why do you have to go labor with your back if you can use this and make 20 times much than any labor in the world? Matter of fact, dude, the guy digging the ditch isn't the rich one, right? So the hardest working people on earth are the brokest. Tell the truth. That's just the truth.
No, it's the truth. And, I see it.
So why are we taught to work hard? Okay. Well, that's bullshit. You don't work hard. You work smart, number one. Number two, anyway, I'm going to get off track. So I took this dude, Lee, and I freaking finally convinced him I closed his ass to get up here and let me show you. He didn't think he could. Boom. Within 3 months, dude, he was making $15K. I was sending this dude in behind the closers when they said there wasn't a deal. I'd go grab the lot porter. That's what he was. I'd grab the lot porter and say, go close that. And dude, he'd come back with the car deal when a top closer said there was no deal. And I'm like, dude, this is freaking awesome. And this guy's whole life changed, man. And that right there, I said, man, dude, this feels like I felt like I've never felt better in my whole life. And I realized I only felt that way because I selflessly helped that dude. I didn't want his money. It didn't help me in any way. Well, I guess it did because I made more money because I had another top dude running around. But I could make top dudes left and right. I made that dude top. That is why I started. That's what really changed everything I was doing. Because before that, dude, I was worried about myself. And from that point forward, I was worried about helping other people. And that's the key, is you want to help other people solve their problems. And I never did that until I was about 30. So up till 30, dude, I was just a dipshit running around being selfish.
Well, about 5 years ago, I was focused on what other people were doing in the market, jobs or salespeople. And, it's this kind of freakish idea that I got from a guy that, Mr. Grant Cardone. If people don't know you, they won't flow you. That gave me the idea, if I just start creating value for the marketplace, educating people, then maybe more opportunities will come my way. And so you,
100%.
you, of course, went on to take massive risk and create your own company. It's your ability to sell and recruit people, but it's also whenever you have to go build something, you have to, sometimes the owner gets paid last. Sometimes you have to take all the money that you make and put it back into rebuilding. And the thing about contractors seeking growth is sometimes they want to be the big bad guy, but they want both things. They want to stay the same size and pull the same amount of money out, but they want to be the biggest guy in their market. It's like a weird contradiction. So can you talk to me about quitting that job, starting your company, and all the sacrifices it took to get where you're at now?
Dude, scared money never wins, bro. Like, you cannot be afraid to use your money. Money's just a tool. If you couldn't use it, it's absolutely worthless. Imagine I put $1 million on your living room floor and I say, Lee, don't touch that money. Eventually you'd be like, dude, come get this shit out of here. Like, this is a nuisance now. Exactly. So what's that tell you? If you don't use the shit, it's worthless. So many people, especially when they start from scratch, they struggle for so long. They start to get a little chunk of money, a little chunk of comfort, and they want to hold on to it. Well, that now stops their growth. So you got to take that money, even though, yes, you don't get the big fancy house yet, delayed gratification. Just take that money that you normally could go floss. You know, hey, look at me, I'm successful. I got a Lambo. Dude, you shouldn't be driving a Lambo yet. You should be investing that Lambo into freaking a videographer crew and some freaking intelligent copywriters. You know, go grow that. Now you can get a Lamborghini. But I've seen a lot of people get a Lamborghini, Lee, and then they lose it. Why? They never should have had a Lamborghini. They had momentum and they were growing, but they stopped. Why? Because as soon as they started getting a little success, they wanted to grab that money and feel the success. No. Delayed gratification, my friend.
Now, let me ask you a question. What do you think the most consistent and dependable way to build wealth is?
To build wealth is, in my opinion, the most consistent way is to consistently and get rid of your money. Like, in other words, I always tell people, you want to get rich, stay broke. Mm-hmm. Take all of your discretionary income and put it into intelligent investments. That is the fastest and best way to get wealthy. I think real estate's a great investment. But, you know, it depends on what kind of budget you're talking about. There's people trying to save $1,000 a month. I'd use that $1,000 a month in developing myself and or my systems and processes or my team. Mm-hmm. Nobody got rich by themselves. You got to have a good team around you. So if it would depend on the limit, but like, you know, if I'm starting to make $100,000 a month, well, then I'm going to continue to do that. But I'm also going to start looking at real estate. I'm going to start looking at, you know, equipment rental. I'm going to start looking at expansion in a lot of ways, leveraging people, growing my business. Just depends on how much money you're talking about. But the best consistent way to get wealthy is invest your money wisely.
Amen. And for me, the best investment lately has been my advertisements, because I can purchase a sold roof for $500. And for contractors out there that know their cost on what they make versus what they sell, if you're making $3,000 or $4,000 per job, you know, when you can acquire the client for that cheap, to me, the most consistent, dependable way is to advertise for profit. And when you're able to advertise for profit while you build your brand, it creates an unstoppable momentum. And that's why Facebook and video and duplication of yourself, like when you tell Facebook, go find me clients, and you put good content out there and you advertise, and then Facebook goes and finds the clients and then you retarget them. That's where, you know, people see me in their news feed all the time and they're like, Lee, how do you do that? What do you do? And so, you know, how you weren't advertising all the time, but now I see advertisements for Lightspeed. I see advertisements for Closer School. Talk to me about, you know, getting into that game and creating your first Facebook ads, because you've been very successful with them. Y'all are spending pretty big bucks, getting a lot of new clients that way, right?
Well, I mean, I always tell people, don't worry about advertising, because if you don't do it, nothing's going to happen. So yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people don't know, Lee, that like I'm the guy that spent the last 20 years helping people like Grant Cardone and Tony Robbins and all these other people build their stuff. And then eventually I got to a point where it's like I got away from doing it for myself. See, how I started Lightspeed was I helped that guy. It felt so good. So I said, I'm going to start a training company. So I basically quit my job. Everyone thought I was nuts. Quit my job, went out, started a training company. Well, the training didn't work like it used to, and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get people to start kicking ass. when I was training for my own company, but I could back then. So I went and looked. And the basic answer is there were 4 key ingredients: good content, repetition, practice, and accountability. And when I started my training company, I had good content, but I didn't have repetition because I was only there for a day. I didn't have practice because I was only there for a day, and I didn't have accountability because they didn't work for me anyway. So I'd go in and give them the good content and leave, and it didn't work. So I built Lightspeed so I could deliver good content with repetition, practice, and hold them accountable with the tracking and the measuring. And then I started kicking ass, and it started working again. And I'm like, yes, I figured it out. And by the way, this was like, I forget what year, 99, 20, internet was just coming out basically. So then I ran into competition, and they said, well, we use so-and-so, or we use so-and-so. And I thought, I bet you they're doing the same shit I was doing, which is ineffective and expensive. So I said, why don't I go close those people on how to do this? So I went and started closing those big people, right? And then I decided, let me just help these big people because they already had the marketing budget and the blah, 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 blah. And let me just stop being an expert, stop being a trainer, stop sharing my, knowledge, and helped them and generate millions and millions a month. And so I already know how to do it all. And that's why you're starting to see it, because just recently I've decided to do it. In other words, I'm coming back with my content, my knowledge, shit I learned the hard way, shit that I can get people to accelerate growth and expansion, becoming a better person. Like I say, Closer School, again, there's a master class in there, but I say, I don't just make better salespeople, dude. I make better humans. I'm talking about mindset. I'm talking about ethics, integrity. I'm talking about being a better husband, being a better father, being a better wife, being a better mother. It all boils down to your life, right? So I just decided I'm going to start, and that's why you're starting to see that. That's why you're saying in the last 2 years, man, you're starting to come out. Well, that's because I've decided to. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, man. And I think everyone kind of deals with some of that too. I mean, I'm a roofing contractor, so other people were like, "Well, what's he doing out there helping other roofing contractors?" And the
That's
deal,
how you get big, right there.
That's how you get big. You add value and you be seen. Let's get into that Closer School a little bit. Every time I'd say that people knock on doors, nobody wants to pay for a roof. I mean, I guess the biggest objection is that people are not interested. So in Closer School, how do you deal with, hey, Brad, thanks for knocking on my door, but I'm not interested?
Well, number one, I mean, in this digital age, I can't believe you're still knocking on a freaking door. Like, dude, I started a lead company that I'll give you the exact address of people who want a roof. I'll give you the exact address of people who want solar. Dude, I never even told you about that. It's called Sales Hammer. It's a lead company, saleshammer.io. Anyway, I'd get leads and I'd close shit digitally. Now I can do a Google on your roof. I can see your house from freaking space, so I don't need to be there. But that's beside the point. There's still going to be door knocking going on. I think your question was, what if they said basically I'm not interested? Well, dude, that's called an objection. Now, listen, here's how you get past any objection. There's a quick down and dirty. Number one, you have to identify the actual objection, because you can't close a smoke screen. Okay, it has to be the real objection. So how do you find the real objection? Just because they said they're not interested, first of all, that's not really an objection. An objection is a reason they won't move forward. I got to get my wife. That's an objection. Okay, the price is too high. That's an objection. I need to think about it. That's not an objection. It could be, but not really. But I'm not interested, or what did you say?
Yeah,
what was your?
Not interested.
Yeah, not interested is not an objection. I need to find out, why aren't you interested? So the first thing you got to do, dude, is identify the objection, and then you want to isolate it and validate it. So how I teach people to do that is, number one, the simplest way is why. Hey, I'm not really interested. Why not? Now you're going to give me another reason why not. Well, that's probably the objection. Now I got to validate it. Give me an objection. Hey, so Lee, why aren't you interested?
I just don't think that I need a roof, man.
You don't think you need a roof?
Yeah.
So and by the way, that's the isolate. Now I want to validate. Mm-hmm. So if you did need a roof, would we be doing business right now?
We could talk about it.
What would we need to talk about then?
Well, the price.
Now, see, now I'm getting to the real objection, brother. That other one, I could have sat there for hours trying to convince you that you need a roof. Dude, You just said the real objection. And you know how you know how I know? Well, I got to validate it. So if you said the price, I would say, so if the price was right, would we be pulling the trigger today?
Yeah.
As soon as you go from a no to a yeah, step one is accomplished. You got to move them from a no to a yes, just like I just did. Now, it still doesn't mean you got a deal. It just means you went from a no to a yes, which is step one. Step two now is to solve the case. So now, normally, amateur salespeople said, I don't want a roof. Okay, sorry for bothering you. No. You identify and isolate the objection, okay? You got to make sure that it's actually the objection. They can lie to you, and they will most likely. So you validate the objection. So that's identify and isolate. Once you identify and isolate, you simply create a hypothetical solution. Can be hypothetical, which gives you unlimited power. Hypothetically speaking, you can bring up anything. It doesn't matter. Hey, my dad's dying in the hospital. If your dad wasn't dying in the hospital, well then yeah, it's staying by the car. You're looking from a no to a yes, and then once you get that yes, now you have what I call a case to solve. If your wife needs to be present, and I moved you from a no to a yes, so I identified and isolated that your wife needs to be there. I use logic, leverage, obvious gain, intelligence, and common sense. Let's, with logic, come up with some random ways that might solve that problem, solve that case. The case that needs to be solved, Lee, is the wife's not here. Okay, good. Give me some random logical reasons or things we could do to solve that case. Wife's not here. Go.
What happens if your wife says no?
No. Solve the case. You're already past it, dude. You're opening a can of worms with that again. The case is my wife's not here. So what would be some logical, use logic, what would be some logical things to solve that?
Let's get her on the phone right now and see what she has to say.
Get her on the phone. Go get her. Hey, let's rent a limo and surprise her. Hey, let's show up with a freaking cake and tell her you're getting a new roof.
Amen.
That's how you solve the case. So first of all, you got to find the case. You got to get past an objection. Most people don't know how to do it. And it's very simple. Any objection. It works for any objection. Somebody rolls up. They're not moving forward. Why not? Once they give you the answer, create a hypothetical solution to be the opposite of the reason they're not moving forward. That should get them to move forward. If it doesn't, it's because it's not real, right? So you do it again and again until someone goes, okay, yeah, if you had my wife here, the price was right, and my freaking dog came back to life, yeah, I'd pull the trigger. Okay, good. There's the case you need to solve. Now, you can't always solve every case, which means you can't always close every deal. Most people walk away feeling like a loser because they didn't close the deal. Well, guess what? Some deals aren't closable, bro. You're not bringing that dog back to life. Okay, what if I got you a new dog? Yeah. Oh, that's logic. See, now you solve the case using fucking logic and quit making it so damn complicated. And then you get it really down with repetition, practice, and then you get held accountable to do it every single time, just like mixed martial artists that are top of their game. And the next thing you know, dude, you basically get accused of being Brad Lee. Why? Oh, dude, you're smooth. Oh, dude, you're good. I'm not good. I'm practiced.
Big difference. And I will say, I repeat that all the time to salespeople. I heard you say it. The most important question in sales is why. And in my second step of the process to investigate, that's what we're always telling people is a magic question. Actually, Andy has like a magic question people are told to ask in the supplement store. And for me, it literally is, hey, what's up? I'm Lee. I'm taking care of everybody in the neighborhood. Why haven't you got your roof done yet? Is it because you didn't think that you needed it? Is it because you didn't think your insurance company would pay for it? Or are you worried about the cost? Why haven't you got it done yet? And so just knocking on doors, the only reason why we knock on doors, Brad, is because when hail hits, it's everybody in the area. When we build a roof, sometimes it's just easier to accelerate word of mouth by going door to door. I tell people combine door to door and digital. Cover it with digital marketing and go door to door. And, it's kind of like combination of the old school and the new school. And I see, what you're doing, and I know you've been in the game a while. So, to sales organizations that are winning at the highest level, what are the traits of the guys that are in charge? What are the traits of the sales leaders that move sales? The guys that actually get results. What are you looking for? I come in, I want to be the director of sales at Lightspeed. What type of guy is that?
Someone that believes in good content, repetition, practice, and accountability. If they don't believe in good content, repetition, practice, and accountability, I would raise an eyebrow and question them as a manager or a leader of any kind. Why? If they're not bought into development, bro, work for the neighbor.
That's what you told me one time. You said, you know what, Lee? If you have a problem getting people to train, it's pretty simple. What's your solution when you have problems with getting people to train? Tell us that solution.
Well, it's the same. Again, I use common sense with everything. It's the same solution you use when they won't show up for work.
You get rid of them.
Like, see, it ain't rocket science, bro. A lot of people try to think everything's rocket science. You know, what do you do when you can't get your salespeople to train? You fucking fire them.
It's pretty simple.
Well, if I fire them, man, they're hard to come by. Not when you got a training system. Okay, you got a training system now. You can just give out a password, spin up another one.
Well, that's what's happening right now.
Blow them out. Now, again, that sounds harsh, but it's true. At the end of the day, if you have a training system, right, that can produce and develop people, well, now you have to hold people accountable to it. Why? Well, Lee, I'm not going to show up at your house at 7 a.m. to see if you're riding the treadmill I sold you, right?
Nope.
You bought the treadmill, man. Ride the son of a bitch. You don't want to ride it, don't ride it. Well, guess what? When it comes to a business, it's not the same. In my business, bro, you're representing my company. You're helping me get to where I'm going, and your horsepower is critical. I got to have good content for you. I got to deliver it with repetition. I got to let you practice, and I got to hold you accountable. So any of my leadership needs to believe that. If they don't believe that, they go, because that's what it takes. Any business that's coming to this conference, if they just found good content, delivered it with repetition, made everybody practice and implement it, and held everyone accountable, their numbers would go through the fucking roof.
And that's what we're going to focus on. We're going to help these guys leave this conference with the skills to create video sales ads, to create their video training. And of course, we're able to train their people on how to overcome objection, close deals, in all different types of contracting projects. But, you know, the biggest goal for me is to actually be able to change people's lives. My goal is to be the best facilitator of success and to introduce the most people in the world to this opportunity, the modern day gold rush, home service contracting. And
SkyDiamonds, if you will.
Yeah, you said one day SkyDiamonds were the roofs that were shining up in the air. All the homes had opportunity. And right now there's so much talent on the sidelines. Now, one thing that we've been able to use your system for is we take people off of Indeed. We do a group Zoom interview, then we send them to a online university, and it weeds the serious from the curious. We don't even talk to people that don't complete the prerequisites. And so, you know, the one thing about my business, we're always trying to build a door-to-door team, grow a door-to-door sales team. And, you know, now more than ever, your personal brand and the videos you're creating have so much to do with that too, because the talent off of Indeed, they're curious about coming to work for you, but they all want to know, is this the right company? They want more information. And now we send them, you know, to an online university that gives them all the information about the company. We send them to a funnel where they get reminders of what our core values are and testimonials of customers. So the biggest thing I'm trying to say is that, you know, what do you have to say about this opportunity of recruiting talent? I know when you first got into training people, tell us a little bit about how you combined both.
Well, I mean, bro, in order to scale a company, you're going to have to duplicate and replicate and systematize, and you have two choices. You can do it manually or you can do it digitally. You know, you can do it virtually. If you do it manually, very difficult, long hours, inconsistent, unreliable, expensive. You do it using technology, consistent, reliable, inexpensive, effective. So you got to just choose. You're going to do it manually, you're going to do it virtually. Once you choose that, then you go, okay, I'm going to do it virtually. What do I need to do? I need to get some good content. I need to deliver it with repetition, practice, and accountability, dude. And wherever you focus that is going to grow. You focus that at your sales department, your sales are going to go up through the roof.
That shit's fucking good, dude. I'm telling you, that applies to creating content. That applies to creating training. And we're going to take those core tenets of your company and share it with my group. I can't wait.
Well, like, for example, dude, I mean, in certain cases, companies have various ways that they can leverage our technology, which is run off video, basically interactive video, marketing. Dude, every company out there should have a training system. If they don't have and not a video either, guys, don't have a video and think you got a training system. A system and a video are two different things. Okay. A video, you don't want a video, you want a system. Now, a video might be part of the system, but you want a system, man. So systems have leaderboards and communities and Q&A and live casts. You want a system. But anyway, leveraging the video is basically digitally duplicating yourself. So as you say, digital duplication. A company should have a system to digitally duplicate their best salesperson, training for their other ones, their best ad campaigns, training to make sure people understand how you're spending money on Facebook to generate the lead. How do I tell the guy that the lead is generated like this? Because if the person doesn't know what the lead gen method was, the copy, the marketing, well, then there's going to be a disconnect when the customer opens the door and says, yeah, I got you the $89 deal. And the person's not even trained on the fact that that's supposed to be converted to a $15,000 roofing job. How? Well, that's training. What about the marketing? What about getting the roofing job? That's interactive video. You duplicate the best promoter. So, dude, I'm saying all that to say this. Every company should really be thinking about three things, okay? Training, marketing, and using it to build a personal brand.
Amen. And so, the big concept here is to future-proof the growth of your company. There's a climate of uncertainty in America. What's your advice to blue-collar entrepreneurs for the next 8 years of building, longevity and growth in the future? What do you think the biggest and most important things are going to be for the people that thrive and survive over the next 8 years?
Systematize, scale your company, leverage technology, quick. I mean, dude, my advice for them would be to digitally duplicate what's working and do more of it. And what's ironic is if you digitally duplicate what you're doing and do more of it, it doesn't take any more time to do more of it. Or you could do it manually, which is failing to digitally duplicate, and now you're out of time eventually. Or you look like some old haggard son of a bitch that's got frickin', heart problems because there's so many things to deal with. And then what's the good of being successful if you can't enjoy it?
Amen. Amen. That's what it's about. And I'm telling you guys, at the Blue Collar American Dream Conference, you're going to get Brad in person, and he's going to be going over how to build a brand, how to create this content, how to use.
Don't obligate me, son. I might just walk out there and shoot the shit for 30 minutes.
Oh, shit. Giving him 2 shots of Cuervo, you don't ever know. Oh, wait a second.
Not Cuervo, dude. If there's Cuervo there, I ain't going out on stage. You have to give everyone a refund.
Okay, we top of the line. That's why we picked the Fountain Blue. That's why we got 5-star. Look, you got to break away sometimes to make a breakthrough. Sometimes going to these events.
By the way, Lee, I heard you got me a room.
Oh yeah, I got you set up good too, dog.
Did you?
Oh yeah, no joke.
Come on, dog.
No joke. We got the junior fountain suite. I don't know about the senior suite. I don't know if we got you. We got you on a penthouse level, okay? I know.
Dude,
I want you to hang out with us.
Dude, you do everything top notch.
Top notch.
If I get there and I got a double queen on the 3rd floor, bro, I ain't coming to the party and I ain't coming to the lunches.
Hey, look, here's the deal. I just want to see you in Live nightclub at the end of the deal, and maybe at the yacht party on Sunday. But you, my friend, if you're watching this, need to go ahead and make a life-changing decision right now. Book your tickets. Look at the link in the comments. Click the link below and get your tickets now. I mean, the thing is that there's a lot of different people to go and get information from, but there's very few that are actually getting results for themselves and their clients like my community. And Brad is one of my coaches. He's one of my mentors. He's one of my friends. He's not a random celebrity or influencer that I just brought up here to speak to you. Every single person that is at this event has been instrumental to my success. And, when I first came to you, Brad, I was, really struggling building 2 different businesses. And I had success in my roofing company, but I just knew I had a passion and purpose to help blue collars build wealth and live their purpose. And so, I really appreciate you, being an example more than anything. We don't talk enough, but I see what you're doing and it sets the example. And for me, I know that all you got to do is just trust the process. and go all in. And, let's see, by the time I've been doing this for, another 15 years, all bets are off. We know one thing. Our goal is to be the #1 growth system for all home service contractors. And, that's making America great again to me. That's the American dream to me. We fix big problems for big paychecks. I'm a fisher. I like to, earn money while fishing. It's my favorite thing to do. But I also like to have the ability to spend time with my family. And whenever I was traveling, chasing storms, I was away from my wife and kids. And, I've been married for 10 years now. And, she's been an absolute business partner, awesome woman. And there's been times where that kind of stress, it almost cost me to lose everything. So, figuring a way that I could have, a system, a growth system. We got 7 locations now. When I first came to you, I had 1 location. I have 7 roofing locations, and we have about 700 people in our university. And, my biggest fear in the beginning was investing $60,000 into coaching into Mr. Grant Cardone. And $500,000 later in personal coaching, I realized that was the most important investment I ever made in my life. And the money I've paid you to create content or I've walked into your office and said, here's $30,000 for video work. And the amount of contractors that have spent money creating content on that level, very low. So if you want to duplicate successful action, if you want results like me and Brad, then you gotta follow the path. You gotta trust the process. And what do you do whenever you don't get results immediately, Brad?
Well, I just keep going, bro.
It's the only way, man. Why you got a rhino behind you? Why are there fucking rhinos everywhere?
Well, you ever try and stop one?
I don't think you're stopping a rhino.
That's right. 100%. That's why they're all around me. I like to be reminded, bro, don't stop.
Don't stop.
People always say, fail. Listen, you cannot fail until you stop. If I'm trying to shoot a free throw and I'm not going home until I make that motherfucker, dude, I did not fail 1,000 times. I tried 1,000 times. You can only fail when you stop. And rhinos remind me, don't stop.
How much do you think spending time around the world's most successful people has contributed to your success?
Well, 1,000%. They're all my clients.
I know, man. That's a secret benefit to having all these awesome clients. I've learned a lot from my clients. But I love being a part of the community at Lightspeed. I can't wait to have you at the event. And we got to wrap this up, guys. But subscribe, comment below, get your tickets to the conference. Come see Brad, Ed, Myron Golden, and I'm fixing to get on a Zoom call with Randy Couture. And, Zach, he hooked me and you up. And whenever the first time I met Zach, he gave me his book, Training to Win. Zach Conley works for Brad. And inside that book, it said, if you go and fight in a cage, you have to be able to accept the worst case scenario, that you will get knocked the shit out. And literally, you might shit yourself in the middle of the cage. And I thought, man, that's a cool concept. It's kind of like business. And so, Randy's been successful building a gym and stuff like that. And, I've been doing hardcore workouts lately, trying to get sanity in uncertain times. And so, what I'm fixing to talk to Randy. What question would you ask Randy if you were talking to him now?
Well, I am talking to him here and there. But here's the crazy part, dude. This is so ironic, dude. This is way before I even knew you were getting him. Look what this dude just texted me yesterday. Watch this. You read it out loud, dude, for the people that are listening to audio. What's that say right there?
Said, hi, Brad. I'm making a big budget action movie in Las Vegas starring Randy Couture, and I want to put you in it. Do you have an acting reel I can show? Oh, shit.
What did I say?
No, I will make one or audition. My Instagram has me in many scenes. Oh, nice.
What did he say?
Let me try using Instagram. Do you have a promo deck about you? Yeah, there it is. No, sir. You better get your shit together. All right.
What did he say?
All right. Let me use this. There you go.
Dude, is that crazy shit, bro?
That is crazy, man.
So when I see Randy, what question would I ask him? Did I get the part?
Come on, get Brad Lee on there. We're gonna make a movie in Miami. Join us. Yacht clubs, live nightclub, big celebrities, UFC heavy hitters, Be there. Be square.
Not only
Don't
that,
miss
dude,
out.
a map to the future, Lee. A
Yeah.
map to the future.
A map to the future. Future-proof growth. And do it with people that are actually living it. And it's not just about making the money. It's about making an impact and living the purpose. And, you know, Brad, I've been in your home. I've met your family, and you treat everyone like family. You know, I brought my wife to Vegas. I think it was a Manny Pacquiao Mayweather fight there. And, you know, that's Southern hospitality, even though you're not from Texas. But I really appreciate that shit, man. Thanks a lot, buddy. And I appreciate you doing this podcast.
Dude, my pleasure, man. Can't wait to see you guys in Miami.
All right,
Fort
guys.
Lauderdale.
There we go. We'll see you then. All right.
Peace.
Peace.